As people, we are always constantly working. We are always constantly just getting drained with life. And I feel like no one really has time to do hobbies. That's bizarre because what's the whole purpose of life? I'm going to tell you exactly how to activate your feminine energy with these hobbies. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leanna. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I have a lot of interests. I have a lot of hobbies. I gotta keep my mind stimulated at all times, okay? So when I tell you that I was so excited to film this video, because this is something that I'm just very passionate about. I think people should know that having hobbies is honestly better than sitting on the couch and doing absolutely nothing, right? I made a list for you guys of all feminine hobbies that I think you guys would be interested in and things that I currently do in my day-to-day life. Also, I did not mention, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got myself a new camera. I think it's better than the G7X. I'm not really sure. Do you guys like it? I like it personally, just because it's so crisper. It's so crisp, okay? And the autofocus is great and the audio is great. So I really like this new camera. It's definitely an upgrade. But anyways, let's get into the video. I actually combined all of these hobbies in 3 categories. So for the first category, we have creative hobbies, we have intellectual hobbies, and then we have physical hobbies. So we're gonna start off with creative hobbies. The first creative hobby that I have for you guys is painting, drawing, and sketching. Of course, this is obviously so doable for anyone. You do not need to be Claude Monet to do art. It is so fun. It is so freeing. It's also the best way to express yourself. You just literally paint a picture of how you feel. You can paint pretty much anything. And even if you're not like super great at it, you can always just do abstract. You know, this is so feminine. Obviously, being feminine is allowing and receiving and being vulnerable. And so being able to be vulnerable with a paintbrush in hand or marker in hand and being able to freely express yourself on paper, I mean, who knows? Maybe if you continue to do this and practice this every day, you can actually start getting better and you can actually start a side business, like an Etsy business or something. The second creative hobby that I have for you guys is scrapbooking. This isn't exactly scrapbooking, but it kind of reminds me of scrapbooking in a way. I just don't really put it in a book, I guess. I have this heart box that I got for myself, I think maybe 3 years ago. And I basically just keep everything that I have in here that is like very meaningful to me, things that I love. I have ribbons, I have letters from my friends, just small little things. And honestly, I think this is a great hobby because you can just put all your memories in here, reflect back to your memories and see how far you've gotten. It just makes me happy because like obviously I have like letters from my friends and family and stuff in here too. So if I ever feel down, I can always just like look back into it and just like feel emotions. The whole point of being feminine is to feel emotions. So another creative hobby that I have for you guys is photography. I am a romantic person, so I love to romanticize life, meaning that I like to take as many pictures as I can. These aren't the only cameras I have more, but this one I use pretty often. I got this from, I believe, eBay, and it's the Canon PowerShot SD-1200. I love it. It's so vintage, it's so cute. It's obviously super tiny, so I can just shove it in my pocket or something. I love it. I love taking pictures of just random stuff and things that interest me and like scenery and stuff like that just because I want to remember it. And it's honestly a skill, okay? There's people who do these as a job. Photography, a really good hobby to take interest in. The last creative hobby that I have for you guys is sewing and knitting. I just feel like a lot of people look at sewing and knitting as like an older generation hobby, but I feel like making your own clothes, making your own blankets, making your own anything, like creating something out of just like random materials, I think that's so cool and impressive. Growing up, my dream job ever since I was a kid was to be a fashion designer. Hopefully this year I can get into it because I definitely do want to add that to my skill set. Being able to say that I make my own clothes would be extraordinary. It's a super fun way to like pass time and is obviously a lot better than sitting down on the couch and, you know, scrolling through TikTok or something. So now we're on to our second category, which is intellectual hobbies. I personally think intellectual hobbies is so important just because we as humans are always evolving. That means we have to nurture our brain and obviously take the time to gain some knowledge. Learning, it's a big factor of our growth. That is how we grow. First intellectual hobby that I have for you guys is reading. I know a lot of people may be rolling their eyes at this one, but I personally think that reading transports you into like a whole new dimension. So I actually started reading back when I was in elementary school. I was always a book fanatic. Okay, it's giving Leanna used to be a nerd, okay? I was always in the library reading books because it was just the only way for me to, I guess you could say, escape reality. Of course, read books that you're interested in. Read books about topics that you enjoy. I personally love romance. I love drama. I love dystopia. There's this book series that I really, really love. It is my all-time favorite book series. It is The Selection. If you guys are big on enemies to lovers, if you guys love fairy tale, princesses, princes, stuff like that, I suggest this book to you because it is amazing. I think it has like 3 books in the whole series, and then I think they have like 2 more right after it. I also heard that CEOs read maybe 60 books a year. I don't think I've ever read that much in a long time. So the second intellectual hobby that I have for you guys is actually writing. Back in middle school, as I was reading a lot of books, I was also writing a lot of, I don't know what I was writing, honestly. I was just writing a lot of stories. And this was when Wattpad was really popular. If you guys don't know what Wattpad is, it is basically an app where creators would go on there and they would write their own like books and novels and stuff like that. At this time, it was so popular, so I decided to, write my own books. It's so funny to me because I can't believe that I actually did this when I was younger, but I would literally incorporate all my friends into the story that I would be writing about. I remember writing a chapter each week and releasing it to all my classmates on Friday. I wish I continued doing that because I really enjoyed doing that. So another intellectual hobby that I have for you guys is actually learning a new language. I've said this before in my earlier videos. J'étudie le français. I am trying to study French right now. Obviously, if this does not interest you, I do not expect you to do that. But for a lot of us, learning a new language is such a cool opportunity to like gain more knowledge on being able to speak to people in different places. I tend to travel a lot, so I want to be able to make connections with people from all over the world. So now we are on to our third category, which is the physical category. Keeping your body moving. I don't know about you guys, but I work a 9 to 5, so I'm always sitting down. And I think I heard on a podcast that apparently the chances of you having Alzheimer's, can I even say that? Alzheimer's. Basically, okay, I heard on a podcast, I don't know which one it was. I think it was like a podcast on YouTube or something. Apparently, sitting on your butt every single day increases your chance of getting Alzheimer's by 60%. 60. That is why they literally encourage you guys to get up and move. First physical hobby that I have for you guys is yoga and Pilates. Obviously, if this is out of your budget, because I know that yoga and Pilates are kind of expensive, it's definitely out of my budget. That is why whenever I go to Pilates, I only use the class pass and I use coupons, because there's absolutely no way that I can just pay $200 a month for just Pilates. But if you can, I suggest you do it because Pilates is the best way to snatch you up, and also best way to start feeling intuitive, being able to clear your mind. I feel like yoga and Pilates just bring that out for me. It's super beneficial. It's just one of the best feminine physical hobbies that you guys can do. So the next physical hobby that I have for you guys is dancing. It doesn't matter which kind of dance. It could be jazz, it could be hip hop, it could be contemporary, it could be lyrical, okay? It could be tap. Sometimes when I talk about dance, it gets me emotional because I would say that dance was my first love. It's just something that I've always loved doing. I'm actually thinking of taking a ballet class soon, so we'll see how that goes because I haven't taken a ballet class since I was 6. I'm the type of person who just loves to do a lot of stuff. I have so many interests, right? Like I can't just have one niche. So that brings me to my very last physical hobby, and that is horseback riding. I want to be able to like go out into the valley and like ride a horse. And I feel like that's so feminine also, to be able to interact with nature and be able to interact with animals. If you live in an area where there's no horses, like you live in the city or something, granted, like I don't expect you to go out of your way to go find a horse, right? These physical hobbies that I've listed, they can be a little pricey. I totally understand that. Like, obviously do stuff within your means. So in conclusion of today's video, all the hobbies that I've listed, I want you guys to choose whichever one that interests you. Don't do them because someone else is doing them. I want you to be able to do the things that you love because it resonates with you, whether you like it or not. Time is going by so fast. Sometimes I feel so stagnant in life where it just feels like I'm constantly going in this cycle where I'm doing the same things every day with no ambition, with no drive, with no passion. That just makes life so boring. We should be able to find things that we enjoy. I'm so sorry, hate me in the comments, but eating, sleeping, going to clubs, scrolling through TikTok, those are not hobbies. If anything, that just gives you a short-term dopamine. Whereas if you do something that you love or that you're passionate about, it's actually more rewarding because it's like you gain something from it. You gain experience, you gain memories, you gain so much than being a couch potato. I want to make the most out of my life, and I want you guys to make the most out of yours. Okay, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched till the very end, please comment what your favorite hobby is because I would love to know about it. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. I love every single one of you. I cannot stress that enough. I love every single one of you. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. You get in your car and you leave to kiss me. What's up?